What's up, everyone? Thanks for checking out Za King's Music Connection. Today I got New Jersey's WATERCOLOR with me. Now, these four lifelong buds have been at it a long time in the New Jersey scene. They are incredibly heavy, and they do it without a bass player. What you hear on record is what you hear live with these guys. From the full-on assault from guitar players Brian Olsen Santana and Kyle Miller, to the unrelenting drumming of Dan Drew, to the thunderous vocals of Jay Brophy, these guys bring it all. If you've been sleeping on WATERCOLOR, wake up and check them out.
Alright, I'll be out in a minute. Hi, I'm Dan from WATERCOLOR, the drummer. You got Jay on vocals, Brian on guitar, Kyle on rhythm guitar, and for tax purposes, we don't have a bassist.
What's up? Yeah, we have been together for a long time. We all met basically just through school. Me and Brian been friends since about like 6th or 7th grade. Kyle and me grew up on the same block together, and we met Dan when we all got to high school, and it all just kind of worked out. It was very strange. It was very easy, very fluid, just meeting, becoming friends, liking all the same music. And then me and Brian just started writing together when we were like 14, and Drew hopped on, and then a little bit later on Kyle hopped on, and since then it's just been great. I mean, we're just four best friends getting to play music together, and that's fun.
I'll take a crack at this. So, I wish there was an answer, like a deep meaning behind, watercolor. Like, water's transparent, and there's no color to it. No, that's not how we came up with the name at all. Jay and I, one night we're up till like 4 in the studio, and we basically came up with watercolor. Like that, those two words together kind of hit different. We both looked at each other and we were like, that's it for sure. That's basically it. Yeah, we record everything ourselves. I've been an audio engineer since I was like 14. So basically what, our process is, so far, I would write a song on guitar, I'd track bass to it, do like rough drum programming. I would bring that to the band. They would like go over what they thought, what they liked, what they didn't like, critique it, their own ways. They add their own spin on things, they change it up, and nothing ever sounds exactly the same from the first version. Kyle really puts his own spin on the guitar, Dan puts his own spin on the drums, and my initial version with the programmed drums, that's just basic idea, just to hear something in full. I never touched vocals or like vocal melodies or anything like that. That was always up to Jay, and I leave it be. But yeah, we record it. We're in the home studio for hours on end sometimes, just coming up with the right, perfect arrangements and everything, and making sure it sounds good. You know what they say, like a good cake. If you want a good mix, you gotta do it yourself.
Yeah, I find it a lot less stressful, recording on our own. Just the time frame and the availability to change things up on the fly, and then if I don't like something, come back and do it. Just because there's more free time and you're not really under the gun or pressed. At the same time, having a schedule and a concrete time frame may, get things out a little quicker than us keep going back and forth with stuff. But yeah, I do find it less stressful, especially doing it at Brian's house, because like I said, that's where we've been doing it since we were 14. We've been to plenty of studios to record, but for I just, it feels good being there. It feels like, home in a way. And yeah, so it's definitely less stressful for sure. And I think it works out great.
So without a live bass player, pretty much whatever Brian or I write back in the studio for our songs on bass is just pretty much plugged in through our monitors and our PAs and the bass amp at the show, and we just play to a backing track. Well, although we acknowledge the importance of singles, and that's something that we're always going to continue to put out every now and then, right now our focus is really on putting out a solid album.
Accomplishments that I'm personally proud of are just how much we all progressed as musicians and as friends over the years. Playing shows, sharing the stage with bands that we admire, and then getting to meet them outside of a VFW afterwards and have drinks in the parking lot. Memories. Really proud of the memories that I made with these guys.
Playing together with these guys for over a decade has been amazing. We've had many accomplishments, honestly. But I gotta say, what I'm most proud of is how far we've come as musicians individually. We've been playing together for so long since a very young age, and we've really all mastered our crafts. And on top of that, the chemistry we have together is outstanding. We're so comfortable with each other as musicians, and we're really in tune with each other. We really know what each other is doing at all times when playing songs, and that really just adds a whole other level of musicianship and comfort, being able to play with your best friend since childhood.
My answer for that would be, best accomplishments. When early stages of the band, I'd say we did a tour down the East Coast to Florida and then back. Some of my greatest memories are from those days, and probably never forget those. Another one is just the fact that we're still together. We're still best friends. It's been over 10 years, and although we don't play nearly as much now, especially with quarantine, once this is all over, we're coming back full force.
Future of Watercolor. Yes, I can see it now. A full-length album. Yes, shows every weekend, up and down the East Coast. What? Is that California? So yeah, I was in 4 bands. I just quit a cover band because I didn't have enough time. But I'm in 3 bands. I help a friend out playing with their church group every once in a while. And I've played one show with 2 of my bands. I've played one show with all 3 of my bands. I've played 2 shows in one night with 2 different bands, 2 shows in the same night with 1 band. But that's where I'm comfortable. That's where I like it. I like the go, go, go. And if something goes wrong, what are you going to do? It's like my favorite part. If I wasn't so busy, I don't know what I'd be doing. But I absolutely love playing music. And the key is finding the right people to play music with. Because you can go and do a job for someone playing drums, and you do a good job, but if you don't like the people you're playing with, you never want to do it again. And it's finding your happy place.
Yeah, I do have another side project. The band Ender hit me up to do a song with them in the summer of 2019, and they sent it over. It was already written. Everything was written for me. They just wanted me to re-record it with my own voice. It was a cool experience. The song sounds great. We went out, we did a video for it. It's on YouTube, you can check it out. The song is called Belial by Ender. The video process was wonderful, it was very cool. We did it in a cool warehouse in Patterson. Came out wonderful. I'm very proud of it, and it's something cool just to have under my belt for now. But yeah, that's about the only side project I have going on. Don't know what we're gonna do with anything else with them, you know, with everything going on. But yeah, it's the only other thing I have other than watercolor going on, so it's fun.
I would say some of my biggest influences would have to be Chuck Berry and Every Time I Die. I would say those two artists definitely made a big impact on how I am as a guitar player.
Musical influences for me, real quick, just Every Time I Die, Slayer, Pantera, As I Lay Dying, Folly, you know, just a mix of all those bands. And then I got to give a shout out to Alex Rudinger and Chris Turner, two drummers that are absolutely killing it right now, and they make me want to play better.
Yeah, some influences for me. I grew up really into the whole like early 2000s metalcore scene. Just perfect timing from, you know, being, you know, 11, 12, 13. Person who started all for me has to be Corey Taylor. Slipknot. I still play self-titled in Iowa weekly. As Lay Dying singer was a big influence when I was a kid. Whatever, he made some mistakes, but all good now. But yeah, those were some of my influences growing up. I still listen to, you know, a lot of old bands, still same old records. I kind of am maybe the one in the group who only listens to metal, basically. I just don't care for anything else, and it's all right. That's just the way I am.
My drink of choice, without a doubt, is Jim Beam whiskey.
Don't get it twisted!
Drink of choice is very easy. Just bourbon. That's it. In a glass. Makes me happy. Or out of the bottle. That's it.
And all this baking got me thinking. It's a lot like childbirth. Like you put something in the oven for a certain amount of time, but you don't really know what you're gonna get until it comes out.
Brian, I don't think you answered the question.
Right. Drink of choice. I'd say it depends, you know, where I want my night to go, but I'd say a good bourbon or just a Bud Light, you know? Something light, goes down easy.
You know I had to wear the hat. You know how pumped I am. You know how stoked I am. Yeah, man. I don't see how not. I don't see how we don't go to the Super Bowl. I don't see how we don't play in our own stadium at a home game for the Super Bowl. He's got everything around him right now, more than he's had in years in New England. And with Gronk coming there for a little bit of familiarity, it's going to be very cool. Evans, Godwin, it's just going to be great. I'm a little bit on the whatever side for our running backs, but the way this defense looks, the draft was stunning. Just very excited. Go Bucks.
You Bucks fans intrigue me. You really do. Nothing ever good comes from you guys. You know, you're all fun and great and playful until, you know, you land Brady and Gronk and get all competitive now all of a sudden. Fly Eagles fly, that's what I say. Super Bowl 52, never forget it.
I was actually only quarantined for a little bit of this whole pandemic, so I've actually been working for most of it, but that little bit that I was quarantined, I definitely kept busy with guitar, for sure.
Wrestling, Mount Rushmore, Stone Cold, Undertaker, The Rock, Jeff Hardy. Sorry, I'm a 90s baby.
Wrestling Mount Rushmore. Gotta include Mankind, for sure. I'm gonna say Stone Cold, The Undertaker, and Kane.
And that's New Jersey's Watercolor. Thanks for stopping by. And Brian, I don't know, man, that looked pretty good, whatever the hell you were cooking. Maybe do your own cooking show or something, I don't know. And Jay, of course, man, Go Bucks.
Yeah, blow back the stick, so what's up?